Alrighty, so I flipped around a few of the cameras. I was just checking to see which ones were working and which ones weren't. I'm having a little trouble. We had some glitches this morning, and so that was kind of weird for you, I know. But I was just seeing which cameras were on and which were working. I have several different ones. I have my main one here, of course, on where I have my two screens up front, and then I have what I call a roaming camera. And that's the one you saw over in the corner, and it was kind of showing you my messy room. That corner's a little messy. I use that one when I go outside. And then I also have, of course, my top camera. And I wanted to check that one because I am going to do a little demonstration today. Okay, the first thing I want to do right now is congratulate Kim on 12 years with her brand new heart. What a blessing that is for someone to donate a heart so that she could get a new heart. And I just think that's just an amazing thing. And think of the technology and the knowledge that people have to in order to replace someone's heart. So Kim, we're so happy for you. Congratulations, and happy for being healthy and being a part of our crochet group. That just really thrilled my heart when I saw that today. So it's hot and humid here. We've had so much rain. Part of the issue with that is that it's making things moldy. When I say things, I mean in my garden. I went out to check the strawberries, and I've got a ton of ripe strawberries, but the bottoms of them are moldy. And so my husband and I were like putting things under them to keep the berries up and stuff. And then cutting off parts of it, but it's just we need rain, of course, but we need some sunshine. All right, so I'm Sara Sach with all the quirks and all. And I'm so glad you're here with me today. This is our weekly, what I call our newscast, blog, podcast, whatever you want to call it. Coffee and Crochet with Sara every Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time, right here on the Sara Sach Crochet Designs YouTube channel. And I'm so thrilled that you're all here today. I know it's busy. It's vacation time, school's out, all that kind of fun stuff. And so for you to take some time to watch our video today really, really means a lot to me. I have a lot to do and a lot to talk about today, and I hope you'll find our video fun today. I don't have any jokes. I was doing other things and didn't have a chance to do that. I also had a little air conditioner snafu this morning. I came in here to work earlier, to work on some other things, and I thought, why is my yarn room so hot? And so I called my husband. He's like, for some reason it went to away status, which means when we're like on vacation or out of town or something. And so it keeps it at like a hot 82 degrees. And I'm like, yeah, that's not working today. It's humid. I need some air. And so luckily he can fix all that from his phone, which is fun. And so now our room is super cool. I'm not sweating. I might glisten a little. I used to say when we were in high school that we girls, we don't sweat, we sparkle. So let's just keep sparkling without the sweat. Alrighty, now we need to remember to clink in. I'm clinking in with some ice cold water today. I got my Pioneer Woman mug today. I like this one because I can fill it up and take it with me, and it fits right in my holder in my car. Clinkety, clink, clink, clink. I almost got some cold coffee because I do this I don't like coffee cold, to be honest with you. But if I do it where I brew it just regular coffee and put a couple tablespoons, I should say teaspoons, of cocoa powder in, mix it in with the coffee when it's brewing, then it's almost like a cold, I'll crush up some ice in my blender, and it kind of makes it kind of like a smoothie a little bit. I like that. It is good. And I'll put one of my Splendas in there just in case. I don't do a lot of artificial sweeteners. There's too many chemicals and stuff. So, oh my goodness, Jen, I love root beer and root beer floats. That's one thing, not being able to have sugar, I have really missed. They do make sugar-free root beer, but you cannot find sugar-free ice cream. Yeah, that's just, it's just not good. Anyway, let's see. I'm checking my notes real quick. Now, I've had a lot of questions about my headband. Last week I had one on, I can't remember what colors it was. Oh, it was red, white, and blue. And I make these really quickly. You can make them out of acrylic or cotton. And I wear them in order to protect my scalp here, because I like to be outside. I like to get my 15 to 30 minutes of sun when we have sun every day. It's very important. Vitamin D is very important for your mood. Vitamin D will help you with your moods. It really will. And plus being outside in the garden and all of that, and playing in my yard, you know, I get sunburnt there. And yes, I can put sunscreen on it, but I don't like having the sunscreen in my hair because it just makes it icky. And I have long hair, so I wash my hair like 3 times a week. So if I put all that icky in there, I'm going to have to wash it more often. And I have really thick hair, and I can't blow dry it. It takes hours to dry. So anyway, I'm going to show you after a bit how I make these really quick headbands, because someone asked me could I do a quick video, and I thought, well, I'll just include it in our live video because it's super easy. Now, before we do that, I've got a couple of things I need to tell you, because it's the first Tuesday in June, right? What does that mean? Giveaway. So, we're going to talk about that. But before we do that, just giving you a little snippet there, I want to tell you about our shout out of the week. This week, our shout out of the week is Amy of Noble Character Crafts. I really liked her. I've talked about her, I think, in the past. I think I've mentioned her a couple of years ago. And someone confused me with something. Anyway, I'm not going to look at the comments for just a second. This is Amy of Noble Character Crafts, and this is what she says about her YouTube channel. This is a channel. This is a channel about my crafty life, where I share what I've been knitting and crocheting primarily, but she does other crafts as well. Really sweet lady, really sweet lady. I think you'll enjoy her channel. Now, as always, when I do a shout out, I put the link underneath this video, and I want you to go check her out. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to boop that bell. And make sure you boop mine as well. That sound like one of those teachers. Old schoolhouse teacher. Anyway, it's real important that you do boop that bell. Cindy, you're in the hospital? Are you having a baby? I hope you're okay. But thanks for watching from your hospital room. I'm sorry that you're in the hospital. Okay, so let's talk about, are you ready? What the giveaway is for June. Can you believe it's June already? That just blows my mind. Anyway, all right. So I'm going to be giving away this canvas bag this week. Coffee and Crochet with Sara canvas bag. It's a really nice bag. You can see how big it is. And it is canvas. Okay. And in this canvas bag is 12 skeins of light number 3 acrylic yarn. And these were donated. They're all brand new, never used. Lots of colors. Red, blue, black, orange. Here's another red one. Gold, white, light blue. I think there's pink down there and yellow. There's 12 skeins in here. I put them in the zipper bag. I'm going to zip it up when I pack it. Okay? So you're going to get the Coffee and Crochet with Sara canvas bag and 12 skeins of light number 3 acrylic yarn. And there's several brands as well. Some of them are I Love This yarn from Hobby Lobby. Some of them are Red Heart Sport. And I think there was another brand in here. Let me see. I don't see another brand. So those are the 2 brands that are included in here. And these were donated. She didn't want her name announced, so thank you. You know who you are. Thank you. And don't forget, you're getting one of the Coffee and Crochet with Sara canvas bags. And every time I give one of these away, I get questions about them. I used to sell these on my Etsy shop, but with all of the making them and everything, it cost me too much to make them, and I don't want you paying 40 bucks for a bag, okay? And so I have some that are done, and I have some that are seconds as well, and I'll probably give those away as well. Some of them, when I say seconds, there might have a little bit of a part that, you know, when she was putting the heat thing on that maybe, you know, came off or something. This one has a little bump right on the T, right there. So that's what I say when I say they're seconds. There's just little bitty things about them that aren't 100% perfect. And so I've got some more zipper bags. I've got some more muslin bags and some more canvas bags. I might have some more of the black ones too. I can't remember. Yes, I do. I see a couple down there. And so what I'm going to do is those are going to just be for giveaways. I'm not having her make any more. The ones that I have are the ones that I have, and when they're gone, they're gone. Now, I had some questions about the coffee cups. And the people that make the coffee cups, I don't get anything from it. But if you go to the Coffee and Crochet with Sara Facebook page, up at the top in some of the pinned posts, there's a link there where you can go to their Etsy shop and just tell them what you want, and they'll make it for you. Because they make water bottles and coffee cups and all kinds of things. And I gave them permission to use my logo. Okay, because I didn't want to do all the coffee cups and all that, but people wanted them. So and I want to promote small business. Okay? And so you can just go to that website, and it's actually an Etsy shop, and they'll make you whatever you want. Okay? With my logo on it. All right. So that's the giveaway. How do we get involved in the giveaway? I bet you're wanting to know. It's really simple. All of you that have already commented, you're already entered. And anyone who comments between now and 2 weeks from Tuesday. What is in my chair? Oh, there's a straight pin in my chair. I just saw that yellow ball and I'm like, what is that? Okay, I must have used it for a picture. Whoa, I'm going to put a straight pin in my chair. Anyhow. Yes, I'm easily distracted. Anyhow, we announced it today. 2 weeks from today, I will announce the winner. And I always get people that ask me, why do you give it away in the same month? And that's because I want you to get it in the same month. And so most months have, 4 to 5 weeks. And so we announce what it is the first Tuesday of the month. And 2 weeks from that Tuesday, I announce the winner. And the way that's done is everybody's names who have commented through now and the next 2 weeks, that morning I put it in the random generator, and whatever name comes up is the winner. I do check it against some recent winners to make sure that a person hasn't won like twice in 1 year or whatever. But that's it. And then I don't track you down. You have to track me down. And like always, you can just go to my Posh Pooch Designs Facebook page and comment. Send me a message. Or you can go to the web page. Also, those links are down underneath this. But we'll talk more about that in 2 weeks when I announce who the winner is. So best of luck to everybody. All right. Now, before we get into what we did this week, I want to do this little thing on my headband. Okay, so I'm going to just come over to this other camera, and you saw that when I was blipping across. I wanted to make sure that camera was working okay, because it was giving me a little trouble this morning. Okay, so let me take my headband off so I can show it to you. This is all it is, okay? And I just hold 3 strands together. It can be cotton or it can be acrylic. Really simple. I'll pop it back on my head. All right, now all you do is you give yourself a little bit of a tail so you have something to tie the ends together, and you hold 3 strands. I've got 3 really pretty strands here. We just make our slip knot, and then we just chain. I chain 55 for my head, okay? And you have to be careful not to draw, to let it loop or anything. but it's just, you make chains until it's the length of your head. And the neat thing about a chain is that it looks like a braid, okay? And then once you get it the length you need, I do 55 for mine, and I like this one because I use 2 shades of blue and a white sparkle. I don't know if you can see that sparkle. And then you just put the 2 ends together, and I tie it in a knot 3 times and clip it. And I've got a simple headband. And that's all you do to make that headband. Okay? And you can make it to fit any size head. It's really simple. And I don't make mine super tight. I want it to just sit right on that line of my scalp so that I don't get my scalp sunburnt. Now, a lot of times I do wear my hat outside, and that keeps my scalp from getting sunburnt also. But sometimes if I'm out running errands and I'm going to stop somewhere or whatever, I like to pop it on as well. Also, if I forgot to wear it and I'm sunburned up there, I like to wear it also. Because everybody who talks to me will go, "Oh, your scalp is sunburned." And it's okay. It's a super fun and easy thing to do. Now, you could add beads to it. You could add a little applique or a flower, whatever you want to do. It's just a really super simple way to do it. And I got several emails, messages, and comments saying, "Can you show us how to do that on a video?" And it's really so easy. I thought I'd just show you, now. Okay, so that's all you do. Measure your head, chain till it fits your head, tie it in a knot, and pop it on. And I use 3 strands of medium weight number 4 cotton or acrylic. All right? All right. Let's talk about what else we did this week. Let's talk about our Friday fun project. If you look behind me there, I'm pointing the wrong direction. It's because it's right behind me. That is our hanging mandala with beaded trim or beaded fringe. And I made a red, white, and blue one. Let me show you up close. This is what we did. This is a 12-inch across. And you can use a wooden frame. This one I did on a metal one. It's actually a stainless steel. That way it won't rust. It's really simple and really pretty. And then you can add some fringe and add some beads. And it's just super pretty. I wanted this one for, like the patriotic holidays. And then the other one just because it's bright and beautiful. This one I purposely did 3 rows of red, 3 rows of white, and 3 rows of blue. The other one, I just used whatever colors I had and I made it bright and beautiful. And it is a really simple project. Now, the yarn that I used is this. Scrubology Scrub It from Yarn Bead that you get at Hobby Lobby. And again, I love this yarn for outside projects because it is made to get wet. It's 100% nylon. Let me show you where it says that, right there. There we go. It's 100% nylon. It does not absorb. Yes, I got my rings at Hobby Lobby also. Oh, you said you got your rings there. Sorry, Carlina. She got her rings at Hobby Lobby just like I did. But anywho, I love this yarn for outside projects. We made the whirly jigs with this, and we made this, and it's just such a perfect yarn for anything to go outside. It really, really is. It does not absorb. It doesn't get moldy, and the rain doesn't wear it out. Now, excuse me, let me get a little bit of water here. It will fade a little. One thing I have learned is that it will fade if you leave it out in the sun for a long period of time. I have out in my garden a trellis in my strawberry patch that has some bumblebees. They're about this big that I made. And they're still bright and yellow. And they've been out there for 3 months now. And I also have on that trellis, I crocheted some flowers and some leaves, and I put them all over because I wanted some bright yellow flowers because bees are attracted to bright yellow flowers. And that's also another reason why I plant marigolds in my garden spots because I have raised beds. Also, marigolds keep out icky bugs and sweet bunnies. They don't like the smell of them. I mean, have you ever smelled a marigold? Bleh. But they're beautiful and they're bright, and it does bring the bees and other insects that will pollinate. But anyway, I love these. They're great size. And this one's going to go right back out front where I had it hanging. Because Flag Day's coming, 4th of July. And we just had Memorial Day. And so I just thought it's a really simple, easy pattern. And if you want to make it even bigger, because once you get set up with your I think 6, you can continue to add, because from here up here, we added a chain each row in between our chains. And then you can, if you want to make it a much bigger one, just keep adding more and more chains. Okay? And I do love this yarn. I think it makes just about the best scrubbies. And they last forever. I have scrubbies. When I first discovered this yarn, I want to say was 4 or 5 years ago. And I have scrubby, maybe even longer now that I think about it. But I have scrubbies in my kitchen that I made when I first found this yarn, way back when I still lived in Colorado. Okay? And I'm still using them. And what I do is I throw them in the wash machine with the towels and stuff, and then I just lay them on the dryer. I don't put them in the dryer. You probably could. It probably wouldn't be a big deal. But I just lay them out on the dryer, and then they dry. And they dry really fast because they don't hold the moisture. Okay? And this yarn, I've never found anything like this anywhere else with any other yarn company. Okay? And so there's the patriotic one. You can see the one behind me there. It is... this one I just did with whatever colors I had, and I used all different kinds of beads on the bottom. So, but again, you can find, if you want to see the video, of course, the videos that the patterns that I show you are my patterns, and I have a video for them. And I do have a video for this one, and also every time I do a video, I also do a written pattern with pictures, and you'll find that link underneath each one of the different kinds of videos. All right, we did this as our Friday fun day, and it really was fun. And I love doing patterns that are fun, don't you? And ones that work up quick, and you get a nice big thing, and you're like, wow, that was really fun. I love that sort of thing. All right, I'm going to set this down over here, because I'm going to show you what we did yesterday. All right, so remember this hat, our Juicy Summer Bucket hat? We loved it, didn't we? Okay, so I made the Juicy Summer Beach Bag. And I love it because it has so many different possibilities. Okay, let me switch over there real quick. Top camera, there we go. So what we did is we started with a granny square on the bottom, and that gives you a nice flat bottom on the bottom of your bag, okay? So you got a nice flat bottom. And then we worked up, and the stitch pattern, as you can see, is similar to the stitch pattern of the hat. Now the hat has 3 double crochets chain 2. On here we did 3 double crochets chain 1, and then on the 4 corners we have 6 double crochets. And the way that it works up is just so pretty, and it makes it for a nice round sturdy bottom bag. And then we made the drawstring. I was thinking beads. We made the drawstring with 2 strands, and I used 1 of each of the colors. Now I did add green to this one. I could have used the same because I had extra yarn, but I wanted just to add a pop of color. And I'm thinking about maybe adding some beads to the hat that are in the similar colors. But you put it through that second row of solid double crochet every 2, and you decide where you want your front to be. And there's 2 ways you can do this. You can do 2 handles by pulling on the sides, and your beads can hang in front, or you can pull the back all the way over and make it kind of a shoulder bag with a nice long handle, and your beads are still on the front. And isn't that a funny bead? I was putting my beads on, and I wanted another flower. I wanted another yellow flower because I just really like them. And I went in my bead box to get another flower, and I thought, oh, that's so cute. So I put that one on there. I just love it. It's so cute. I like silly things though. But for this bag, I personally really prefer the 2 side handles. There we go. Because I like to carry my bags and stuff like right on my arm like this. Okay, and so this is the Juicy Summer Beach Bag or Drawstring Bag. You can use it for a market bag. We didn't want it to be too big, okay? I believe it measures maybe 12 inches tall by 18 around. And that's because it's not meant to carry like a big old towel or anything like that. It's meant to just carry, say, your phone and your wallet, maybe a water bottle, things like that when you're out just having some fun at the park or the pool. And now you've got this cute set you can wear and look super juicy. And it's called Juicy because this is called Citrus. This color is called Citrus. And this color or yarn is just a Premier Home cotton. We usually make hot pads and washcloths with this, but I thought it was perfect for this set. And then we just added this green here, you know, and at the top. And you don't have to do these colors, of course. You can do whatever colors that you want. It's just a really, really nice set. And of course, I have both these patterns on my YouTube channel. And I went ahead and linked them to each other so that when you go and look at this one, underneath the video, you can find the link to this one. And when you go and look at this one, underneath the video, you can find the link to this one. And I love to do sets. I think it's super fun to do sets. All right. And when you make something that's super fun, useful, and pretty, that's even better. And it was just really fun to make. And like I said, in the summertime, it's really important that we make things that are super fun and cheerful. You know, it's a busy time. You know, we think of the school year being busy, but boy, my grandkids are so busy between camp and band camp and church camp and all kinds of stuff going on. My granddaughter is taking tennis lessons. And I mean, it's just busyness. And it's good. They need to stay busy, but it's also fun for us to stay busy too. All right. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is our this and that video. Now, remember last week we did the this and that video and we asked the question, is crochet healing? And I was just so impressed with so many of your answers. You really, really put yourself out there and explained, you know, why you think crochet is healing. And I agree with you. It really is. And it's helped me in a lot of ways I probably can't even begin to explain. But this week, this last week on Wednesday, I wanted to do some what I call crochet exercises and stretches. And, you know, I tell you in this video, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, and I'm definitely not, you know, a therapist or orthopedic therapist or anything like that. These are just stretches and exercises that have helped me. Okay? And so, my shirt's like, anyway. But, and so what I did is I went through and I showed you some hand stretches and some different things that you can do. I was talking to one person. I said, you know, when I'm driving sometimes, I drive so tense because I really don't like driving and I don't like traffic. And although here in Yukon, we don't have near the traffic we had in Denver. Oh my soul. The traffic in Denver was crazy. Okay. And so a lot of times I just get really tense. And so I do stretches and some of the same things. Now I don't take my hands off the wheel, just so you know. But hand stretches and thumb stretches and wrist stretches and things, those can really help you. But if you, you need to talk to your doctor and make sure that they're okay with that, you know. I talked to mine. He has no problem with it. I showed him what I was doing. He thought it was great, you know, and I also show you some things for your shoulder and your neck and according to what my chiropractor says to do and not to do, you know. And then I also talked a little bit about, you know, one of the things that happens is when we're sitting and we're crocheting, we put our hands down low and we bend our neck down low to see what we're crocheting. And if you use some sort of a table or a pillow, or even roll up a blanket and bring your work up higher, you'll have less stress on your shoulders and your neck and your elbows. And you'll feel a lot better. And so I talked about a lot of those type things in that video. Okay. Now, I do have a stretchy wrist brace that I wear from time to time, and it really has to do more with here and my thumb. And I also do, small weights to help strengthen the wrists and the arms, shoulders, neck, and so you can do a lot of those things. But like I say, talk to your doctor or your chiropractor. Make sure that, just because something works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. I had some really interesting messages that I had to delete. I'll put it that way, because these people don't agree with me, and it's okay. That's what it's all about. But that's why it's important to talk to your doctor or your chiropractor and make sure that these types of things are okay for you. Because I do have I can't say it, in my back. And, I have arthritis in my thumbs. I have arthritis in my left knee. And so some things that work for me are not going to work for you. And some things that work for you are not going to work for me. And so what I'm trying to say is, in that video, I showed you the things that work for me. And the things that you can try. But bottom line, talk to your doctor or your chiropractor. And don't get mad at me if what I'm doing doesn't work for you. Because all our bodies are completely different from each other's. Okay? Alrighty. Now, tomorrow's video, we're talking about taking our crochet on vacation. Not taking a vacation from crochet, but taking your crochet on vacation. And just some hints and things that you can do. It's osteoporosis. That's what it is. I got it. Anyway, tomorrow's video is just some hints and things that you can do in order to take your crochet with you on vacation, whether you're going in a plane, a bus, an RV, or a pickup truck. You know what I'm saying? And some things that I do and for when we go on vacation or have gone on vacation in the past. I do remember one time when we were moving to, we were leaving Tulsa and moving to Colorado, and we had found a house. And so we flew. We had someone watching the dogs for us. That's when we still had Maximo, of course, and Rosie was tiny. And so my husband, I think it was my husband and my son, drove our RV up to Denver, and we were in an RV park for about 2 weeks while we were getting our things moved up into our house. Okay, but my husband flew back, and then we got the dogs, and then we both flew together with the dogs. And we had bought this black sort of, it's like a zippered on top. It was netting, but it was a carrier for the dogs. We had to pay extra for them, and the carrier had to fit underneath the seat, which was no problem. It did. And Maximo didn't even care. My little white chihuahua that just passed last year, he didn't care at all. He loved flying. It was no problem for him. But my little baby Rosie, she was so tiny then and was so scared. And when we were going through security, they said, take the dogs out so we can scan the bag, and then we'll put the dogs back in. And so I picked up Maximo, and he just curled up into my neck. He was totally fine. Well, Keith, my husband, he picks up Rosie. He picks her up, and he puts her against him, and she just peed all over him. And he looked at me, and he goes, you picked up the wrong dog. He was not happy with me. So anywho, we put him back in the little thing, and we left the opening out, and she was just shaking and shaking. And so I put my arms in kind of in through the netting where the opening was. And as long as I would touch her, she was okay. And then once we boarded the plane, they let us put the dogs on our laps because they're just quiet little dogs. But it was so funny. I was laughing my head off and he was not happy. Although he wasn't really mad at me. He loves his little Rosie, you know, and he understands. But it was just funny because he picked her up. He set her against his chest and she just wet all over him. The truth is it looked like he wet his own pants because it just went down across his pants. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, right? But it was so funny because he just looked at me and he's like, you picked up the wrong dog. Everybody was laughing. They really were. Everybody around us was just laughing. Anywho, the flight was uneventful. All right. Back to our subject. We're past our time. I try to keep this at 30 minutes, but it's just really, really hard. Okay, so just to recap a little bit, make sure you go and see Amy of Noble Character Crafts. Check out her YouTube channel. Tell her I sent you. And don't forget to, if you're just tuning in, go look after this is on YouTube. Go back and look at what the giveaway is. It's a really good giveaway. 12 skeins of light number 3 acrylic yarn in Assorted Colors and the Coffee and Crochet with Sara canvas project bag. All right. All righty. Oh, the last thing I wanted to leave with you before we go is this is June. Duh. A Premier Yarn is having a huge June sale. I know we're all been buying yarn from, you know, Joann's and everywhere is having these big sales. But Premier's has a lot of really good bargains. And I didn't get a chance to download it. But go to, underneath here I have my Premier link. Hit that link, go to the Premier website, and look at all of the neat yarns they have on sale. So much great yarn on sale. They have a new one called Raffia that I haven't got a chance to get yet. Yeah, I spent my budget, okay? I try to stay on budget every month, but I'm always like ahead a month of my budget. So probably a couple of weeks I'll be able to order some. I can't wait because it's called Raffia because it's similar to what you would see like a straw hat made out of or a straw bag. And I really want to get some and try it. So if any of you get some, let me know what you think of it, okay? But anyway, go check out their sales. They've got some fantastic sales. And I have to let you go because I got to go brush my teeth because I got to go to the dentist. Yes, it's my cleaning day. All right. Well, thanks everyone for being with me. I hope you had fun. And hope you make some headbands and tell me how they turned out, okay? All righty. Well, that's all I've got for you. And I'll see you next week.